A makeshift memorial in Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, as residents here mark 1,000 days of war with Russia. Russia has occupied at least 160,000 square kilometres of Ukraine in their almost 3-year invasion, or around 27% of the country. Unusual Russian troop movement was first reported on Ukraine's border in November 2021, and after months of failed crisis talks, Russian President Vladimir Putin announced what he called a special military operation in Ukraine on the 24th of February 2022. The leader saying it was in defense of Russian citizens in Ukraine.
Мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции. Ее цель – защита людей, которые на протяжении 8 лет подвергаются издевательствам, геноциду со стороны киевского режима. И для этого мы будем стремиться к демилитаризации и денацификации Украины.
In the hours that followed, hundreds of thousands of Russian troops invaded the former Soviet bloc nation from 6 directions, seeking to encircle and capture Kyiv. Military analysts expected Russia to quickly seize control, but rather than surrender, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy remained defiant, ordering a general mobilization.
Ми вже видаємо зброю і будемо видавати для захисту нашої землі всім бажаючим, всім спроможним захищати наш суверенітет. Від кожного громадянина України залежить майбутнє нашого українського народу.
And the US hit Russia with a wave of sanctions that crippled its economy. But Putin refused to abandon the operation, bombarding Ukraine with missile strikes. Weary troops on both sides have now been fighting on numerous fronts for well over 2 years. It's become Europe's bloodiest conflict since World War II. Ukraine has documented the death of 12,000 civilians and 24,000 wounded, but accurate figures are expected to be much higher. Military losses are a close guarded secret, but estimates based on Western intelligence place them at hundreds of thousands in both Ukraine and Russia.
Саме важко, коли дізнаєшся, що хтось 300-й і ще гірше.
Ukraine's economy has also suffered greatly. Around 6 million Ukrainians have fled the country, and the residents who remain are suffering with food, water and electricity shortages due to consistent Russian attacks.
Як я сказав, війна стала частиною нашого життя, і як би це страшно не звучало, такі прильоти вже стали привичними в певній мірі. Я б сказав, що життя крутиться по кругу з бомбосховища і назад.
After relying on American funding for their defense against Russia, Ukraine now faces a new challenge, the inauguration of a new US president.
Chris, come here.
Assuming office in January, Donald Trump is expected to lead a serious diplomatic push to force Moscow and Kyiv into ending the war, including promises to cut funding to Ukraine. Some political analysts believe this may involve pressuring Ukraine to give up its aspirations of becoming part of the NATO military alliance and surrender territories currently occupied by Russia, and for Russia to relinquish their goals of demilitarizing Ukraine. The outgoing Biden administration is set to announce additional support for Ukraine in the coming days, but as Trump's return to the White House inches closer, it's left both Ukraine and Russia scrambling to improve their battlefield positions ahead of any negotiations in the fast-approaching new year. Dolphine, Chen and Rosie Grenenger for TaiwanPlus.